Almost got a dog kill chick.
Yes, I did. For that reason. Hey, man.
What's going on with it? Mr. Chairman.
I got your picture. That's something you told me.
What's up, Jerry?
I thought you were with that.
First it is 10 o'clock. Just in fashion.
All right, Chairman, you're 30 minutes late. Let's go, 30 seconds late, excuse me.
As long as you're here, we're in order. Welcome to October 21st, 2021 Houston County Administrative Meeting. We have 5 agenda items, 1 proclamation, restored awards and presentation. Indeed, our fearful and faithful chairman is not here this morning, but he will be here. First item is awards presentation. We have a proclamation for Red Ribbon Week by Julie Donalds, Community Outreach Coordinator. Questions on that? And this number will add this item to our awards and presentation of a proclamation for Red Ribbon Week. Our regular agenda items. Number 1, we have request to award ACCA Region 2 debris removal services bid. Questions on that? Things seems to be in order here. Anything you want to answer that? Do it, man.
No, sir. Everything is fairly self-explanatory. This was the joint county bid that came in a little late for our last meeting agenda, and it just was rolled over to this meeting.
Add item number 1. Item number 2, request to award ACCA Region 2 debris monitoring services bid. It's pretty much same thing, except one is removal, one is monitoring, like regular man.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner, we have the map quickly shows our region that we're in charge of.
Item number 3, request to adopt workers' compensation fund longevity commitment resolution. People want to talk about that a little bit.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is the triannual resolution. The county participates in the ACCA Workers' Compensation Fund, and we get a refund back from this participation based upon the experience of the fund. Just want to point out this past fiscal year just completed, we received just over $31,000 as a refund. So that's traditionally in the range of what we usually get, between 25 and 31,000.
Good on that?
Yes.
Yes, I'm doing so.
No, I was going to say, Peter, thank you for that, because it's certainly a benefit to us in the county to be a participant in that. And it's a 3-year kind of contract that we agreed, because we didn't vote on it Monday. It's always good. And workers' comp is certainly our safety director doing a great job to talking about safety and promoting safety. So we appreciate all the department heads following up on the good items of safe work methods that we have. Yes.
Item number 4 is a request to approve bids for jail meals for lowest bidder meeting specs. Ian Bitter.
Yes, sir. Thank you. This is again, a contract that we enter into once every 3 years. It is due to expire at the end of November of this year. We sent out a request for bid and we received 3 bidders. And we have selected the lowest bidder meeting specs as being the current provider in our jail mill program.
I'm sure that price has gone up.
Yes, indeed, sir, it has. I would say it's gone up, and the lowest bid went up a little over 10.5% from where we currently are paying.
Do they have any, in the bid, is there any escalators that they could come back and?
We have a built-in provision, as we have in the existing contract, where they're allowed to increase it based upon the CPIU for the southern states. Looked at it on an annual rolling 12-month basis. They also have a disclaimer in there in the event that they're in, and this is fairly standard contract language, in the event that there's any significant change either in the environment or in the law surrounding a minimum wage, that they are allowed to come back and renegotiate the cost for the meal program. You know, they're talking about, living wage, they're talking about an increase in minimum wage. A lot of manufacturers are including that as a condition of contract because it's could have such a far-reaching effect, and it's something completely unplanned for.
Peter, what do you think the factors were for that increase? Just for public knowledge.
I would say that primarily was the food service cost. I mean, the food costs themselves, and also the wages underlying the employees that they have there. Those are the 2 main factors, I would say. There are some increases that they are employing regarding sanitation, heightened sanitation because of the recent pandemic experience we've all had. So I would say that primarily it's the food costs first, wages second, and third is additional processes and procedures they have to follow for maintaining a safe and sanitary environment.
So, got a question for you. So this company, when they come into the jail, they're supposed to take care of the food for the inmates.
Yes.
They also clean, I guess, after they're done, to keep the kitchen clean and so forth.
Yes.
So if there are issues with what is going on within the jail, whether the food preparation, cleaning, or possibly contraband and so forth, is that something that the commission needs to address with this company as far as you go, or something needs to be addressed, or what's the procedure? Who is responsible to keep them?
Honestly, I would say that would fall on me. Not that I'm trying to take any authority or power away from the commission, but I think to me that is sort of maintaining the terms and conditions of the contract that the commission has entered into. And it would be my feeling that it is my responsibility to maintain those terms and conditions on your behalf. We do have issues down at the jail. I've been in communication with Major Rafferty, with Captain Ivy, and with Commander Brazier. And we will need to address some issues. And I'm taking that on and working with the Sheriff's Department, specifically those 3 individuals, to effectively communicate with our current provider the situation and issues that we see.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
One more question, not related specifically to this contract, but just I know some of the school systems have struggled with getting food in. Have we experienced any sort of disruption in getting?
Not to my knowledge. The organization that we currently have a contract with, Trinity, is a very large organization that has a very robust procurement fulfillment department. I'm not sure who the current provider is for the school system, but I have heard that they are having some issues procuring product to be able to maintain the programs that they have. We have not, I have, to my knowledge, that we have not had any issues with that.
That's what I was fixing to ask you, Peter, if, we've never had any issues whatsoever with the ones that make this bid who's serving in that capacity. Those meals, have we ever had any, problem with the food or the service that they provide?
I have not, well, as with any sort of a daily operating activity, we are having some issues that need to be addressed.
Yes.
Specifically regarding maintaining proper supervision of the inmate workers that participate in the food preparation process, as well as making sure that the area is kept clean and clear, and that the outside area is, where the trash is disposed of, and where the red trays are stacked are not an obstacle or a potential source of rodent infestation.
Right.
But those issues are being addressed.
Answered very well, thank you.
Last agenda item is there number 5, appointment to the Southeast Alabama Healthcare Authority. I understand that last meeting, no one was there to confirm my appointment, which was no problem with, but I do respect that. But I will confirm that on Monday.
Yes, if you don't mind. I would like to say that I still have not been contacted by Southeast Health in reference to my appointment to discuss or talk about the issue with my appointment and my appointee that I wanted to appoint or reappoint, whichever one. So, I do want to say this, that there is something in the law, and it's very muddied whenever you look at it. The act started in 1945 when it talks about the Hospital Association in the act. And, there are things that have gone on over the years where it has been changed, and the Healthcare Authority has the ability, according to the law, to amend its reincorporation and to give you in other words, give the commission 3 appointments that they recommend, and it says in there that you shall choose one of those 3. But that wasn't how the act was set up originally in 1945 whenever it was done. So over the years, it has changed. And what I'd like to ask, eventually from the commission is for us to go to our local delegation and to clear this muddy water up when it comes to the appointment of the Healthcare Authority. I would like to get a local constitutional amendment and for it to be looked at to be able to clear this up so we'll know who the appointment is. The way it stands now, whether you want to appoint one of those 3 or not, the hospital board, the one that's up for reappointment, he stays on there until it happens. So in other words, it's like that, do you part. So, there's an issue with that. I don't like to have to reappoint or appoint somebody that they have, that might be some of their friends or might be somebody that they know real well or whatever it is. It just does not seem right, the right way to do things. So, it says in there that it is the commission, we're the governing body. It says that we are the appointment, supposed to make the appointment. But however, there is a clause in the law that they did in 1990 or 1988, whenever they did the reincorporation of the Healthcare Authority. And in 1991, they sent an amendment in, which is in probate judge's office, that says that we shall choose from these 3. So, but I don't think that trumps the law, the way the law was written originally. But I just want some clarification, and as a commission, I hope that we'll come together and ask our delegation to look for a local constitutional amendment, maybe in this next legislation, to better clear up the muddy water in this, to figure out, is it our appointment or is it not our appointment?
Yes. Thank you, Commissioner. We've trying to keep this around for a while, and it's dialogue and discussing it, and which is good. We're working through this, and we will get through this. It's fine. I understand Commissioner Harris' feelings on this. I know we kind of the wheels of government sometimes turn slow, but I think we've got a few flat tires occasionally. And but certainly understand Commissioner Harris' viewpoint on this, and it's, for me, I don't feel like, I'm being strong armed or pressured in any way. I study the facts, I get the facts, I do my research. And then when it's time to make the decision, I try to make the best decision I know how to make for the best of the people of Houston County. So, I appreciate the commission, I appreciate their concern for the best, healthcare providers for the Houston County, the people of Houston County, and our future, hospital care. So again, with that, I appreciate the opportunity to make those comments. Thank you.
There are definitely some issues that are going on. Southeast Health over the weekend, I was given a 14-page documented dialogue over some 5-year period of time as concerning the infrastructure of Southeast Health overall. Not only do I have it, all the commission has it, my CFO here, Bill Colbert has it, Ricky Stokes has it, and Ken Curtis has it. I do think that there needs to be a deeper investigation going on to see if these are truths. But for 5 years, I don't think things cannot be that inconsistent.
Comments?
Hold on.
I just want to say that I think that would be a great idea. I'm glad that you brought that forward. I know that I've spoken to some members of the local delegation. I think they would be in favor of verifying that. So I do think that we need to have a little bit more control over who goes on that board, because if you look at the way things are now currently, there's not one female on the board of the Southeast Alabama Healthcare Authority. There's not one. So you can't tell me that there's not one female that is capable of doing a great job. And I know that there's some females that have been listed as, I guess, optional appointments, but they are never recommended in my experience. And so I would love nothing more than to see a retired nurse that's been at the ground level, working hard, changing out bedpans, have too many patients assigned to them night after night, day after day. I would love to see someone like that on this board. I think that having a little bit more diversity and a little bit more changeover would do the healthcare authority good. So I'm hoping that we can all agree that would be a good thing for us to pursue.
I will say that I have this one. I have had 2 female appointments myself since I've been here. One of them, of course, she is kind of retired, opted out not to do the time as mayor. One of them hasn't ceased since that time. And I have asked several of them to chair, to be on that board, but a lot of them have opted out for one reason or another. So I just want to thank you. It has. I don't want to think it had ever been reversed, because it has. At least in District 1. Let me say that. Let me speak for District 1. But Troy, you say comments?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. My name is George Trotter, reside at 4218 County Road 203, Dothan, Alabama. Thank you for allowing me to comment on what I want to say, the admin meeting, the last admin meeting where we had the most informative discussion in a Houston County Commission meeting that I've attended in the past 4 years relative to importance of the people knowing what's going on and what you all are confronted with. Mr. Hagan, I want to commend you for being all of a sudden really interested in getting this right, because it needs to be gotten right. Should have been gotten right the first month that you were on the commission and all, and these other commissioners have been sitting here and all, because this didn't start yesterday. And from what I've learned just in the last admin meeting and in between and digging and looking, is that this appointment of the Southeast Alabama Healthcare Authority really needs to be renamed to Southeast Alabama Health No Authority. Because from what I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, this board, like you say, that's very confusing and very raises a lot of question how it's formed, how these members are chosen. This board virtually has zero input into any of the Southeast medical, I won't say management of the hospital. That's left up to the doctors and the medical profession, right? But the management of that system, hopefully these people aren't just appointed to be there. And it sounds like to me, that's what they are, that they are virtually do nothing to have zero input into what goes on relative to the management of this health association authority, right or wrong? I know I'm not supposed to ask a question, but I would love for you to come back with that if you can't answer it now to the public, and hopefully we've got media here now, and I know Ricky Stokes News is here, and he's the one that brought this out, and I highly commend him for bringing this issue out the last time and shedding some light on what has been going on. And this didn't happen yesterday, but it's time for the commission to get it straight now. Thank you.
Any more comments? Meeting dismissed.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So y'all let me-